Hello all, and welcome to another layout update where we're going to look at a few changes that I've made recently. So we'll start with a bit of a not so positive news, and that is that the two electronic signals I had have managed to burn out. However, I've now operated them so as I can control them manually as I do with my other signals. Obviously the lights aren't on or anything, but it's good enough for now, and at some point in the future they may well get replaced again. Moving on to a slightly more positive note, as you can see, a start has been made on filling in the rest of the scene. So we've got some newspaper being stuck down over the gaps in the boards, so as I can paint it and continue the road down to the end. I'm planning on putting in a sort of playing field come community field area at the end here, hence why the little pavilion is there. Moving on to a couple of semi-detached houses. They're not in their final positions, they're just roughly where they're going to be, with some little gardens and driveways. Moving on to a small terrace with corner shop at one end and the all-important Railway Women's Arms pub at the other. And then of course the station yard is slowly taking shape. There still needs to be quite a bit of work done to the back of the station, such as ramp and more fencing. And obviously I need gates on the yard and further paving to go in, but it's all a start and been made quite quickly today, so hopefully some more progress will happen before I go back to university whilst I'm here on the Christmas break, so I should be back later with more progress. Hello all, welcome back to another part of another layout update. As you can see, we've now got a big expanse of grass which is going to form the playing field. I've been installing some more hardcore ballast around, forming or starting to form the actual vehicular part of the yard. We've got a little bit of an extension of some more paving, and the little hut is now in its place. And as you can see, I've started putting fence posts in. There is 62 individual fence posts simply from that corner there round to the hut, not including those there. So I'm now going to get on and start putting wire on the fence posts and do a few other little jobs, and I'll be back again with some more progress in a while. And we're back. As you can see, a little bit more progress has been made. So as you can see, the fence from the little weighbridge hut through to the end of the layout has now had its wire put on it, which greatly improves its appearance and actually makes it look like a fence. And I've also been putting a few bushes along there and along there. The long ones along here are just to disguise the join between the two sections of grass. So I'm now going to probably carry on and do a little bit more work further up that way of the layout, and then I'll be back in a few minutes. And we're back for another part of the layout update, so I'll show you what progress has been made up till now. So I've now continued the pavement and fencing on along all the way to join up with the other over there, and I've continued the ballasting of the yard, so that's now done and is currently drying. As you can see, I've put in a little pair of gates just there that lead into the yard, and obviously a set of gates that lead into the station site itself. I've still got to do a bit of work, so curbstones need to go on around the edge of the pavement. I need a little bit more fencing just to complete that bit there because I've run out, and obviously when the yard is dried I'll be able to hoover it, get rid of any loose ballast, and where necessary top up the ballast before moving on to do some more work on the row of buildings along the back there. But overall, as you can see, it's made quite an impression doing all that today, and hopefully should improve the view of the railway for future running sessions. So I shall carry on and do some more work on those another day, hopefully during this holiday, and hopefully you'll see them tagged on the end of this video in, for will you be a few seconds and me a few days.